Hello, and welcome to another live stream. I'm hopefully live both on YouTube and on Twitch again. And today we're gonna not only do the new weekly shorts when they come out, which is in about an hour, but we will also check out some of the tracks of last week. Just because I didn't have much time last week to try them and to play them more, so that's what we're gonna do until the new one drops. Or the new tracks drop, and well, then we will see what we can learn from the records once they are available. And yeah, I think we'll just go from there. But yeah, if anyone is already here, either in Twitch or in YouTube chat, feel free to say hi. And yeah, I think we're just gonna head in, and my controller did turn off again. Why? Okay, now it seems to be working. So, yeah, last week's tracks, I really haven't been able to play those much, just in the discovery. So I think I just want to go back in and just try them a little bit. And Ryan, the new tracks will be available in about an hour and 55 minutes to be exact. And I think I need to turn on the music a little. Just turn that on for the beginning of the stream. Yeah, so new tracks for weekly shorts and also the records will be available in 55 minutes. So 6 p.m. CET or CEST. No, it's just CET, right? Yeah, we are on winter time. Still. But yeah, I just want to drive these tracks for a little bit. Just to see if we can maybe learn a thing or two, just improve a little bit. Haven't been able to play any Trackmania this week apart from the discovery for weekly shorts. I was very busy with other stuff, both work, real life, and also just doing other stuff for YouTube. So I don't know if Well, there was on this channel, on the HDee arcade channel, there was some stuff on Forza Horizon, and for the main channel for HDee Racing, I did some stuff for AC Rally, and also just played that a bit for some upcoming videos. So yeah, that is where I'm at the moment. So need to get used again to Trackmania, to be honest. But I think we will manage, and we'll see if I can warm up a little for weekly shorts in about an hour for the new ones. So, what is going on? Oh, that's just my Twitch on the side. Okay, so. Let's see. And as I said, I played these just in discovery, so maybe you've seen the video on that on the channel. If not, doesn't really matter. But I wasn't really able to do super good times here, so hopefully I will be able to improve a little bit. Not 100% sure on this transition here. Always seems like, and I need to air brake for that, but yeah, this one transition, I'm not 100% sure how to take that fast. So here I would say it's probably about a smooth transition, probably reducing air time. And then also getting good entry for this first corner here. That is definitely not fast. No, it's a little bit too much of a slowdown for this. I was kind of thinking you could maybe do some kind of a ramp cut there, but that just gives me a flip, so maybe that could also work. So we'll see if maybe someone actually did some kind of a flip here, but yeah, this just gives me such an awkward landing. I mean, I'm a little bit faster, but this is never gonna catch. So I'll be interested to see how much faster people are here. And if there's maybe even some kind of a shortcut, who knows. Yeah, but I think flat landing for that transition there is probably very important to keep the speed. Yeah, here maybe something like that, but then I can't go that sideways. Like this kind of a landing is just so slow. It was okay here, but not that great. I probably want to jump off something like this. Oh. Not take that corner. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna check out some of the tracks from last week again, just to see if we can improve, warm up a little bit, and then get into the new tracks once they are out. I really don't know. This transition is kind of screwing me over, and yeah, I can't do this. Really need a good landing up top there. And not something like this. Maybe going a little bit wider for more speed. That was okay, I guess. My ghost is so far ahead there. Yeah, I feel like the world record here is gonna be so much faster than what I'm able to do here. This is okay, I guess. Though this sideways landing, I think, is also slowing me down. So you kind of want to land not only flat, but also facing the direction you want to continue. Something like this. Should keep a lot more speed. If you're already behind in the beginning, that's not helpful. Okay. It's really not a good transition. I mean, I'm only top 22,000 here. I'm saying only, it's like, if the plugin is correct, it's top 21%, which is okay, I guess, but I kind of would want to get some improvement still. I don't know how my ghost was able to, or I was previously able to jump so much more towards the left. This is just too much of a wobbly landing that slows me down. Maybe an early landing like that could be helpful. Okay. Yes. Okay, okay. Well, that's a decent improvement. Top 14,000, top 14% also. So I did kind of land early in that slope to get a lot more speed, and then I was able to do quite a nice jump with not only flat but also landing in the direction I want to continue. That seems to be quite helpful. Yeah, I'm always kind of... There's such an unsmooth transition after this first one here, and like if you don't want to take that, you have to go so wide, which I think is not worth it. Oh, that was okay, nice speed, I would say. Not quite enough to catch up. Let's maybe continue for a couple more minutes. I think I did brake too early there. That was not an air brake, it was an actual brake. That's not great. Yeah, just let's continue for a couple more minutes on this one, and then we will check out maybe track number 2 and 4 maybe. I actually don't quite remember track number 3. We'll have to take a look. That's okay. That was not okay. Yeah, that slows you down so much. I'm not sure if this air brake is really necessary that I'm doing. Here for sure, air brake is probably a good idea. It's a little bit of a platforming map. It has at least some elements that were also somewhat present on this week's Elite Cup map. It was Greece, which was really fun to watch, I have to say. Like, once again, the precision that the pros are able to do and the pace that they have and the consistency is just ridiculous to me. But it was a very fun watch this week again. I'd love to maybe at some point try to cast something like that. Not sure if I'll actually be able to, but that would be kind of cool. Be a nice thing to try at some point. Maybe give a little bit more of a beginner's perspective on things. I'm a little bit faster, but it's not quite enough. Okay, decent start, just a little slow, and yeah, I can't do this. That is not a good idea. I'm not quite sure if this is worth it. This just loses a lot of speed. And these sideways jumps also. Yeah, might be that this is maxed for now. So let's actually go to track number 2. We can maybe come back to this later on. And let me just see. I think everything seems to still be working. So welcome to everyone that joined both in YouTube and in Twitch chat. Feel free to say hi. I hope you have an awesome Sunday. And maybe wanting to join me for a little bit of weekly shorts. We're just doing the last week's tracks that I wasn't able to do much with apart from Discovery, and then afterwards we will, in about 40 minutes or 40 to 45 minutes, do the discovery of the new tracks once those are out. And yeah, I do remember this one. This is the Desert Car track, which I was not able to do quite that well in, even though looking at it, top 19,000, basically the same kind of rank in the same ballpark as the previous track. But yeah, this is still, I think, something I struggle a lot more with. Yeah. Just something that I'm not that used to. And yeah, just lots of sideways with this car. And I think these grass sections here are penalties, so there you actually would want to go on 2 wheels to reduce contact with the penalty surface and therefore it's slowing you down less. But yeah, that's the theory, but executing that will be the problem, I think. I'm not quite sure if releasing really is necessary here, but it seems like to me. At least I'm not able to really get through this track without. So I'm fairly certain that the good players with this car will be able to do this a lot faster. Also, like, going this wide in the start doesn't seem worth it. So if you just go out wide there and then Something like that. Wow. Always just feels like I'm just doing a little bit of steering and then the car just starts tilting sideways completely. Yeah, that's too sharp. This is really difficult for me, I don't know. I think I said this in the video for the discovery on these tracks. I really am so unsure on how to drive Desert Car properly in this game. So it is something that I would have to sit down and try to figure out and learn. But this is clearly not it. Oh no. Yeah, I kind of thought this would be a jump. Well, I did jump, it's not a jump. You probably need to have a very smooth transition there. How you do that, I'm not 100% sure. But... oh, oh no. It was kind of decent until the end. I already noticed that I wouldn't be able to make that finish. Okay. Ah, okay. Decent. Ah, and slide out. Let's still continue just to try and see how to do this finish. Something like this. Yeah, very difficult for me. So maybe we'll take this opportunity for a couple of minutes to just try and get better at Desert Car, at least a little bit. What was that? You can't jump there. Just slows you down too much. Quickly check. Everything is still running. Looks like it is. This transition. That is kind of tough. Oh yeah, this is a lot of crashing. I'm also not sure about this dirt to road transition. Seems kind of wonky as well. Yeah, okay, something like this. At least I did wobble a little on the penalty grass at the end. Ah, I did jump again, didn't I? I'm not even sure if I can get an improvement here, even though my time really isn't that great. But let's continue to try. Oh no. Yeah, that is not what you want to do. It's not on the non-penalty surfaces. That's too slow. Oh, saying that, that's an improvement. Even though the start was kind of terrible. Good end. Decent at least. Transition once again. Just trying to wobble over the penalty, but that was just not great. Come on. We did gain like a couple of places, but not that much. Okay. Was about to say, was a decent start for me. Of course I have to touch the wall then. Really curious on seeing the records on this. Will probably look just very easy, quite fast, and I would very likely not 100% understand what is going on. But yeah, as I said, I would need to learn this car properly at some point. Wow, yeah. This can happen if you then get this slide out that's just very, very slow, or it slows you down very much. Oh boy. It's faster so far, okay. Okay. Well, that was decent for me, I would say. It wasn't the best start, but decent enough, and also the end was okay, so I think I'll take this for now. At least it's an improvement. And we managed to get top 70% here, 15,000. Not great, but I think it's fine for now. So let me quickly also think. Looks like, at least on the tablet that I'm using, that the stream on Twitch is kind of hanging, so I need to try and confirm if something's wrong there. So let me just quickly go to my own Twitch and see. No, that seems to be working. It's maybe just my tablet that's kind of screwed at the moment. So okay, then this is all good. Then yeah, let's continue. Actually, let's see what track number 3 was, because I don't remember. Crimson Canyon. Ah, this one. Yeah, now I do remember. And I think I did see that some other people were actually able to get like this transition properly and then jump over. Let me try to also do that somehow. That's very far for me. We need to get like a proper transition like this, and then yeah, actually not hit the border of the reset block. Okay, I think I did watch Spammy do his discovery at the beginning of the week after I did my run, and yeah, saw that there was some more stuff to this than I originally thought and did see, but also I'm not sure if that will be the fastest run. It's probably gonna be something quite ridiculous once again, like it always is with these puzzle pathfinding tracks. I need a good transition over this sand, whatever this is, without flipping the car would be preferable. And yeah, need a good transition on the road piece there. Not going great. I did see it was possible, but how I should do this, I have no clue. Always get some kind of a weird jump here. Maybe with a little bit of a release, then I don't make it. Too much on the left, then you always get this weird flip. So maybe start a little bit more here. That's just slow. I mean, I could also try to do something like this. That's probably not worth it. I think it's probably very good to go over here and then make that transition. Almost. Maybe also some gear issue there, not 100% sure. That is not helpful. Come on. I know this is possible somehow, but I'm probably just doing this wrong. That was some kind of a slowdown there, okay. That looked good. Nice. And then I don't know how to do this. Okay. And I think there was something back here with the booster where you also avoid the engine off. So that will probably be a lot faster if I can do that properly. Ah, nice. Yeah, not so nice. How do I continue? Like, I figured out how to do this now, but now I don't know how to continue afterwards. That's not helpful. Okay, and then probably have to, yeah, jump up here. Well, still more inside, otherwise I will not make that. Much on the left. Oh, close. Time is it? It's okay, 30 minutes till the new weekly shots do release. Okay. So we still have quite a bunch of time. That looked good. And then something like this. Need to go around that sign, and then I think you can also just do a flip there, but just wanted to get it without first, because I feel like I will just mess that up. Yeah, something like this is probably, well, I wouldn't call it yet, but this might be at least partially the fastest route, even though there's, as I said, probably something more ridiculous going on as always on these kinds of tracks. Yeah, close. I did go a little bit more straight on the first part here. Like this. And then just steer earlier. Get an earlier landing. Maybe without hitting the checkpoint and flipping. That would be helpful. Was that nose up? That was weird. Something like this, and then maybe just release. That's just very slow, but okay. Oh, okay, I thought I was just smart going on that road border, but too close to the other piece, and that just did slow me down once again. Ah, it's hard to see, even in Cam 1, where the connecting parts are here. That's not quite enough. Also need to get a good landing up top before the checkpoint, because I always had such slow landings so far. Ah, a lot better. Let's be careful here. Take the booster and then... Yeah, not like this. Okay, let's try this again. How do you do this? Something like this. But this is really fast. Like, probably if you get this right, but... Okay, I think I will not do that, but... I'll try to get good time with the route that I had previously. It's just very slow again. Now, let's retry. Yeah, need to be more on the inside. What was that? Was come some kind of a slowdown once again? Ah, close. It's crazy to see that there are so many people that have made this a lot faster. Well, Wanted to say a little bit better landing, but of course I do hit the sign then. But yeah, there may even be a faster route than this. I haven't been able to watch anybody else do this, or didn't look at any clips and stuff, so not 100% sure. There might be a lot faster routes still that I don't know anything about. Was, I think, just a gear up before the jump. It's fine though. Let's just go like this and then... Okay. Okay, that's a lot further. 14k in terms of ranking. But yeah, I can still improve this route, but there might also, as I said, be faster routes still. So if only I was able to do this consistently, then I would get a lot more tries in. But yeah, consistency is really not great at the moment. I find this kind of difficult to get this transition right. I mean, I kind of have my ghost as a reference, but still not doing this properly, I think. Oh no. That's a bad angle, isn't it? Yeah, it's just very slow again. You really need to also have a good angle for that jump to the checkpoint. Probably also release not as much as I did there. It was a little bit too much, but something like that. And yeah, not going for the flip. Just straight line to the finish, and maybe I should jump more towards the middle so I don't hit the finish. And efficiency, hi. Why do you have to kick the door open like that? Okay, your phone battery is charged up enough. So you were watching before, I guess? So how's your weekend going? A little bit better, still slow. If I actually don't hit the finish now, a little bit of release, okay, that's a lot better. Oh, okay, you were watching on your TV. I think a lot of people actually do that. Just looking at my YouTube analytics, both for, well, I haven't looked for the HDee Arcade channel yet, but for sure for the HDee Racing channel. There's quite a bunch of people watching on their phone. Yeah, on their phone also. Like, I think phone is second, but actually TV is the highest in terms of watch time, which is kind of interesting to me. But yeah, welcome, Efficients. Hope you're having a good weekend. And you did watch some racing and attended a stunt show. Okay. That's cool. What kind of a stunt show was it? Still not getting this consistently, no? I mean, I think time is kind of okay for now, but I still feel like I could improve just a little bit. What was that landing? Not a good one. So, this may be a good idea, probably not, because the booster on the outside. So I would assume, well, unless I'm missing something that, yeah, I just have no clue about, then like this route is actually kind of fast, at least compared to the other obvious ones. I mean, the rally route here is just, I don't know, whatever this is. Because it's like so much slower to the checkpoint, and then, like, I mean, you can of course also go here, but it's just not as fast. So I don't see a route with the rally car, and just going down here. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how to even do this properly. This, not like this. Maybe like this and just skip the booster. There's engine off, and then I don't know, you just definitely a lot later to the checkpoint here, so I don't see that route being faster. So I don't know if there is anything else here. Okay, you went to a Hot Wheels stunt show. It drifts, jumps with some modified BMWs, bikes. Okay, with an actual loop-de-loop. Cool. Never seen anything like that in real life. That sounds very cool. Probably really nice to watch. Oh, where's this transition? Oh, this jump. Oh boy. Still quite slow. Oh, maybe just try. Okay, was worth a try. Okay, they also had 3 replica Hot Wheel cars in life size. Okay. Cool, cool. Very interesting. Not quite sure if I've ever heard of anything like that, at least near me, but like, I don't know. It's not something that I have paid any attention to so far. Like, stunt shows, I've seen bits and pieces on YouTube and stuff, but yeah, definitely not in real life so far. So yeah. What was... that was the... This was actually quite a cool track. This I want to play a little bit more. We still have about 20 minutes. Because I feel like we can very likely go quite a bit faster still. I mean, I think I had a decent run once I understood the lines here, but it was not amazing. It announced Roger Dodger having a V8 and the donor car only had a 4-cylinder engine. Well, that probably did sound quite different. A little bit too much on the outside here. I need to be more early down so I can actually get this without jumping. Same here. And also here you don't want to steer too much, or if that, then probably some kind of a speed slide or on the grass. And also going that wide I don't think is worth it. A little bit of extra speed really, at least I think, is not worth it here. Maybe only to the right. Yeah, almost. Can't jump there. It's a little bit too wide again. This and let's see. Okay, now I think I remember again how to do this, and then probably just very much inside or far as they can go. It's fun to see the GT Scorcher in person. Replicas look great. Okay. Yeah, it sounds interesting for sure. As I said, not really something that I've really paid much attention to, at least in terms of real life events, so not sure if there is something that I could attend to near me for that kind of stuff, but maybe something I will take a look at least on YouTube, and try to see what this is all about. Maybe just very much inside here, don't jump. And just very inside for this last turn, and there's an improvement, even though I think still go quite a bit faster here. This turn isn't that slows you down too much. Always -3, -4 speed. I need to go a little bit wide at least. Maybe early and then early here. Yeah, I kind of thought this was not great. Too slow. Okay, it's gonna slow down. So, okay. Yeah, for me, I kind of wanted to do more on these weekly short tracks here this week, and I kind of wasn't able to. So, both work, real life, and also I kind of was infected once again by the rally fever, so I did play at least as much as I could on Assetto Corsa Rally. Really enjoy this game now with the 0.3 update. Now I also wanted to catch some of the WRC Kenya Rally, but wasn't able to so far. I think I will probably, if I have time, like tomorrow or Tuesday or something, just watch some highlights. But yeah, I had a lot of fun just doing all kinds of stuff, doing all kinds of different cars in AC rallies. Really fun. I don't know what it is. For some reason, it just felt a lot more fun to me. Like, up until the 0.3 update, I was just playing it a little bit from time to time, but really not all that much. And then just with 0.3, it's not only the Monaco, the Monte Carlo stages, it's just the whole game in general. Feels just a lot more fun to me. I mean, they did some little stuff to the physics. Not quite sure if that's actually what's making this more fun for me, but it's kind of cool. And that's why I wasn't able to do any Trackmania. Well, I of course could have, but I just wanted to do more rally stuff. This looks decent. Get a good end now. Ah, okay. Improvement at least. Still not great, but decent. Maybe it was the fourth. Oh, okay, it is gonna be the fourth time you visit it. 8 cars from that event. Okay. Ah, interesting. So where is that convention? I think you're based, like, if I remember correctly, somewhere in the, like, Benelux? Come on. Yeah, the Kenya Rally, that is quite ridiculous. I think I did see that last year. Did I? Or maybe that was the year before, I'm not quite sure, but yeah. Really, Kenya is, like, from all the WRC rallies, it's more like, I don't know, like Forza Horizon cross-country events, feels like. It's ridiculous what kind of stages they drive on there. Let me check the time. Okay, we still got 10 minutes. I think I kind of figured this out, but I will be very interested to see once again on this track what people came up with and what the best lines actually are. I feel like something like this is probably decent, and then try to get a good downhill on the grass and then not take a weird line like I'm doing here. That was bad. Just not great here. Decent speed, if I don't hit the wall. No. Need to be more on the outside before that fast right-hander. We have the space for that grass downhill. Something like this. It's a little slow now, but I also need to go down a little bit earlier. Okay. Was decent speed, but if I jump, that's for sure not gonna be fast. Also, this start is probably quite precise if you wanna get this pixel perfect super fast, but yeah. Okay, and then not the greatest end. So since we do have like 10 minutes to go, do I want to play map number 5 again? I kind of almost lost it with that one last time with the Discovery. Really didn't enjoy that. But I think I might not do it. So just to have some sanity left for the new weekly shots. No, decent speed. Maybe with a very inside end. Okay, that's still and top 10k. I'm okay with that. Okay, very local convention. Hey, got a Skoda Fabia WRC, cool. Love that car. I'm really a big fan. I'm super happy that was added to the Assetto Corsa Rally now. So we actually check now that we have gotten a little bit of a faster time there. But yeah, I have driven the Fabia Rally a lot on Assetto Corsa Rally over the past week. Like basically on every single surface with all kinds of conditions. Really wanted to try it. I have had so much fun. And what is happening in Twitch chat? Oh, great. What? That's spam. Okay. Don't want that here. So yeah, we've got 7 minutes left, and how can we see? Okay, let's go maybe to world. So well, we did get one of the maps into the top 10,000. The others were decently close. And this one, I didn't get the author medal for this one, so maybe let's give this a couple of tries, but not too many. As this is a track. Okay, first try already faster than I ever was last time. Okay, that was red one. Nah. Yeah. This track. I don't know who came up with this and thought this was a good idea. I really don't. Yep. Already forgot which path I did take previously. Boost. Yeah, I remember why I stopped playing this. Here. Let's red this once again. Just very slow. This map. I also wonder for this one what the record is gonna be. Because I feel like there's, since you do have reactor, you can probably do some shenanigans with reactor flight. Probably. I mean, there's a reset there, but if you can get some flight going, yeah, like this, and then you still keep flying, there's probably a way to do this. Maybe even go to the right wall? I don't know. Will not attempt it, but I feel like the fastest times are gonna be doing something like that. What's even happening here on the outside? There are some boosters that are switching. Did I see this right? I didn't even see this in the first discovery. Yeah, there are some that are changing from, like, I'm not quite sure, even from yellow to red and the other way around. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I see. You're not talking about the Rally 2 Fabia, you're talking about the older one, okay, yeah, the early mid-2000s. So that's the one based on the first Fabia, right? Kind of funny, I did drive... No, wait, I did drive the Fabia 2, so the road-going Fabia. That was the second generation. Yeah, there were a lot of Fabias in the WRC, and I think for good reason. They had really great cars. Oh, hold. Or don't. Well, it's a big improvement, but still no author medal. Great. So 3 minutes till the new tracks do release. And then we are free from this. Like how? Like I did almost take the same path. And for some reason I'm still slower than my ghost. I don't understand. What is this track? It's not great, but I can definitely tell. I don't enjoy this still. Would have loved to get the author medal here, but yeah, like this. The red boost again. No. Still okay, I guess. If I don't hit another red boost. Great, great. Oh, a couple more runs. How am I hitting all these Red boost there. I don't know. Yeah, I did go more on the inside there. I just can't even remember what I did in my previous run, so... There are 2 red boosts there on the inside. I think there was some path here on the outside which is faster. And that's awesome. Okay, I'm happy. We made it with 1 minute to spare until the new tracks come out. So I can at least say that I did beat the author medal on all of the ones in the last week. Not in Discovery, but at least now. So let me just quickly get something to drink. So yeah, the Gen 1 Fabian was. Okay, I see. Alright, so we are probably... We should have... Yes, we do have the new week, so we can check out the new tracks. But of course, we will also check out the records from last week again. So, do I want to make... Yeah, I probably want to make this snippet for the new ones for a video. So let me quickly do some kind of an intro there. So, are we good on everything? Looks like it. But yeah, also feel free to still chat. I will still try to reply, even though we're doing this as a YouTube video. Chat is going to be on stream, as always. So I can just still reply to what you're saying, and people in the video are not going to be as confused, hopefully. But yeah, let's get going. So, welcome to another week of Weekly Shorts. We are in week 66 and are gonna do a discovery of all the new tracks. And before we do, we are, as in the last weeks, also gonna check out the records on the previous week's maps. I did play them a little bit on stream before we, well, are doing now this. So I did a little bit more than I was doing in Discovery, but wasn't able to do amazing. You can see here, first map, probably... Yeah, it's almost a second, so let's check out what Shield Bandit did to get basically the same time as second place, which is interesting. And that was very inside at the start. And interesting, I always thought this kind of a wobbly landing would be so slow, but apparently that's actually fast and super inside on the finish there as well. So yeah, very, very inside there. And then... yeah, not getting a smooth landing here, but it seems fine then. Just air braking here, getting good amount of speed and going barely under the checkpoint and then very inside for the finish. Crazy. Yeah, this is probably what I was missing here for the beginning. That just gives a lot more speed. And yeah, this is probably because of the ramp cut is a lot faster. So very interesting first one. Didn't really figure out this properly, but I think we did still learn something here. So, map number 2, this was the one with the desert car, and I kind of was thinking, yeah, 2 seconds here, and there's Rinty, which is a famous player from Trackmania United, I think. Yeah, a lot faster with this. And I think that's all about just tap steering and being on 2 wheels as much as possible for these penalty surfaces, but not getting on 2 wheels for everything else. And interesting transition from the dirt to the road. Very close to the inside there. A little bit of a 2-wheeler over the penalty grass, and yeah, just very, very clean here. So cool. Interesting. So let's go to map number 3, which was the puzzle pathfinding map. And there I also was able to, from seeing other people do this, figure out a path. I think let's just show this one for now. So this is what I saw on, I think, Spammy stream as a path. So I didn't find this in Discovery. There was also some stuff here hidden behind just with the booster, which is a lot faster, but as you can see, people are crazy fast. So I'm guessing there is a different route which I didn't find. So let's see what Shield Planet is doing. Okay, in the beginning doing cool, interesting, doing the same, and then yeah, inside, and then there's gonna be a flip here. Oh, just this little bit of a side jump on the ramp. Cool, cool, cool. That's very interesting, this part here, just going over the road border pieces there. And yeah, taking a little bit of that road surface on the outside of the quarter pipe block there. But like this transition here, that's very cool. Is everyone doing this? Let's just check top 5 and put on everyone else. I would say so, they are very close, but... Oh, okay, someone is not, or was that Michael? Ah, that was just Michael. So I was about to say someone did not do this, but yeah, very cool. And kind of makes sense, this last jump, but yeah, very interesting for this one. And let's move on to track number 4, which was the fast track, the kind of full speed-ish. Okay, actually I'm only 0.4 behind, which is okay. I'm decently happy with this. Also my best time in terms of ranking for this week. Yeah, just a lot better start here, very much inside. And then going downhill smooth, a little bit of a speed slide there probably. No speed slide in the end here. And then yeah, very much on the inside for the finish. Also check the others in the top 5. And yeah, just see if everyone's doing the same, but yeah. This makes a lot of sense. I didn't really figure out how to do this start properly or just be very fast with it. But doesn't, like, apart from a small speed slide at the end of the grass there, doesn't seem that complicated. So yeah, very interesting once again. And map number 5. Well, map number 5. This was something I did just before we were starting this video for the Discovery. Did manage to get the author medal here, but barely, and I really still hate this track. And I said there, I feel like there is gonna be reactor flight here in the beginning. Let's see if I was actually correct on that. Yeah, of course. Turning around, getting reactor up, and... Sure. Sure. Oh boy. Okay, if you don't know what's going on in the front here, just turning around, because if you're the other way on a reactor part, you get the other part. So if it's normally reactor down, if you turn around, then it's reactor up, and that gives him the ability to fly over the reset block here in the beginning. And then he has just reactor for the whole thing, and also then has a very good line, apparently dodging most of the red boosts or anti-boosts. Yeah, very cool. Let's also check once again the others in the top 5, but I think probably a lot of people are doing this, and someone has a weird horn. But yeah, seemingly everyone doing kind of a similar strategy here. Yeah, not as crazy as I would have imagined in terms of what they would do with a reactor, but yeah, a weird map requiring a weird way to get a record. Nothing unusual here. Yes, correct, Efficients, absolutely correct. So that was last week's maps, and now let's move on to the Discovery for the new tracks for week 66. And yeah, let's just see what these are about. I'm really curious as always, and I also am always happy to hear your thoughts in the comments of the YouTube video. And this track looks already quite interesting. Seems to have some kind of a mod. Just changing the surfaces, and we'll see what this is driving wise. Where do we go now? Okay, and then is that, yeah, that's the finish probably. Can you hit the sign in front of that? That would be a little bit annoying. Okay, I need to see in the beginning if you can just go full speed down the hill, because it feels like you would jump here, but you're not. Okay, so we'll probably go with a low jump here. Get the boost. Kind of a low jump here. Air brake, and then finish. Seems kind of straightforward, and P709, but we are just 8 minutes after these tracks were released, so I would assume this is just temporary. I'm very sure this is just temporary. Okay. Already forgot where I need to go here. A little bit towards the left. And then, I don't know, probably just very low jump. As low as you can. Same here. And maybe even release to get an earlier grip on the downhill. That could work. See how low we can get this jump here. Oh, you can almost get this without jumping. Not 100% sure here if you want to go up early to have an early landing on the flat part, or if you actually want to jump late. That's something to figure out. But cool first map. I really like this. Especially since you can go without jumping completely. And then if you just go with a late jump. Can you even... Let me try this. Can you even, if you go very wide, jump all the way without even hitting that first part? That's close. That's well, I wouldn't say that this is impossible, but yeah, definitely can do this. I do have a lot of speed here. I'm not sure if you can get this completely over jumping here. Did get a jump here. Still, I kind of want to try. I don't see it at the moment, so maybe we will try to go a little bit earlier. Yeah, interesting choice for this map. Naming it after a Formula E team. Might be because there was some Formula E event. Was it just called the Formula E League? Or just the Formula League? No. There was some kind of esports event with Formula E stuff in Trackmania last year, I think. They had like proper racing tracks and some special rules. Also, I think they even had something akin to a Joker lap in what you call it, the dirt stuff that isn't typical rally. I'm blanking on what that is, but yeah, there was like some special rules in this Formula E event. So maybe this is either what or was like part of that mapping back then, or this is just inspired by that event. Both might be possible here. As I said, cool first map. I feel like I wanna at some point try and figure out if you can get this jump fully. But so far, I think for me, I want to try to get another run in with just hitting the road piece in between. Yeah, just smooth transition. It was a little bit of a jump, but that's still okay. Jump early here, air brake, and I thought I was a little bit faster, but not quite. But yeah, I do like this track. I don't know. Something about this might also be the skin that it has. Just speaks to me for some reason. Oh, bad landing, I think. Otherwise, good run. Oh, actually was faster. P120. But as I said, we are still very early on, so wouldn't count on this staying even in the top 1000. If even in the top 10,000. Yeah, there was some kind of Joker Lab thingy. Like, I didn't follow that esports event much. I just remember seeing some stuff of it. But yeah, there was some stuff with Formula E and a Joker Lab of some kind. Like, if anyone knows what I'm talking about and has any more insight on this, feel free to correct me in the comments. But yeah, there was like some crossover esports event with that. I think you can overjump this, but I don't want to spend too long on the first map here because we still have 4 more to go. So I think Just one more try here. Just going super late maybe. Not quite. But yeah, I think this might be possible. And I kind of want to try for this later on. But for now, let's move on to track number 2. Yeah, Formula E is really not represented much in any racing games. But, and look at this. This is once again some kind of a track. And you can see the signage here on the side, Formula E. So this is all apparently, maybe it's been a year now since the Formula E stuff, and they kind of wanted to do a, like, nostalgia thing on that. Interesting. Cool. This is a proper racing track. Just that in Trackmania you can drift. And on racing tracks you probably don't have this kind of stuff. And finish. Okay. So this is the quote-unquote tech track. And I feel like since we don't have that much speed in the beginning, this first one, if you want to get this right, will probably be a neo drift, which I can't do. This one is a drift to the right and then a drift to the left there. Okay. Yeah. Can't do a normal drift under 200 speed, I think. So you would need to do a neo drift, which is a technique that lets you drift even at speeds where you normally wouldn't be able to. But as I said, I have no clue how to do this. There is some kind of timing required, which I don't have, and couldn't even get a drift there for some reason. And also there. Okay, I'm a little bit rusty. Haven't played any tech maps in the, well, in the past week, I would say. I think I will just need to go for a release there, since I can't do that otherwise. Then also not a drift, okay. This is very sharp. Let me try this again. Oh. I think I need to release there a lot. Kind of a hairpin turn. Need to release even more. Thought I could almost do this full speed, and I can't. Okay. That was a little bit too early. Much of a release, but okay. And I did get a no slide. I think I just didn't steer early enough. Okay. Still fine, still fine. What am I doing? Still did get a drift. I think I'm really rusty because I tried to initiate the drift too early and didn't full steer for long enough, which is something you do need to do, otherwise you will just get a no slide. Okay, that was a little bit too much of a release now, but it's fine. And this, okay, this is kind of full speed if you get this properly, but kind of difficult track. Like, at least compared to the first one, this is a lot more difficult. Trying to get this first corner decently. That was a lot better. Yeah, try to save this, was a little bit too early on the drift. That's a lot better. Getting the hang of this a little bit. Still a little bit too early for the hairpin. And it's too late for that one. You don't need to release for that, just a normal drift. And then for this, it's kind of tough to judge when you need to initiate your drift there. Yeah, Forza Motorsport should have gotten the Formula E cars at some point, I think so as well. But I'm also not really familiar with real-life Formula E, haven't really watched that at all or have much of a clue about the cars there. As I said, there was some kind of an event, if I remember correctly, last year, but my memory is also kind of fuzzy on that, so it might have been even 2 years ago, who knows. But yeah, the tracks were, as I said, kind of racing track inspired, and there were some special rules, and you also had like a lot of laps to do, like proper like on-circuit driving, which is normally not what Trackmania is about, but they tried something with that. Also not sure if this was really a success or if it was just something that they tried and then abandoned completely. I think it's probably the latter, because this year's esports events and esports scene is focused more on what Trackmania always was great at and is still doing amazingly, which is like mostly just mixed tracks with all kinds of different surfaces, not just tech driving like here, but yeah, there's all kinds of different stuff. But yeah, so far I think they're doing quite well. Didn't get the drift again. With what the esports qualifiers for EWC and ENC are like. I really did enjoy watching these over the past couple of weeks, and still more to come in the coming weeks and months, so looking forward to that. Finally. I'm really messing with this drift for the hairpin up a lot. Let me try and focus here. What am I doing? Yeah, so far not my favorite tech track. It's kind of tough to figure out for someone who isn't as well versed in tech driving. Hitting the inside again. Might be because these corners are just not what you usually have on a track. It's kind of... well, it's, I think, easier to judge corners that you have seen a lot, while these ones are just very, let's say, abnormal. Or at least they are not standard block editor blocks or track editor blocks that you would normally see, which you then maybe are just used to. I think here it's just a lot of like free flow and just, yeah, very different corner types. I think makes this harder for someone like me. So let me try to get a decent run in at some point here, so we can actually move on to the next track at some point. Did hit the inside still. Did get a no slide again. Still messing this up somehow. It's too early. Let's try to get this at some point. It's just very slow, but okay, let's try to move on. Decent, and then something like this, and finish. Okay, I'm happy with this. Not the fastest, but at least I did figure it out eventually. So, yeah, not my favorite track so far, but maybe I can figure this out a little bit more if I have some time in the week. And now we are, well, where are we? Of course we are on the puzzle map, the pathfinding map. And Yeah, it seems that the theme for this week is Formula E with all the different stuff here, but what is this map? I have no clue. Like, do you have to go to the... Yeah, the finish is up here. There is no checkpoints. There's all finishes. What is this track? I'm super confused. Let me just try and drive, and maybe it's obvious at some point. Okay. I need to go up somehow. Is there gonna be a bumper somewhere? Just... Ah, I see. Okay. So what is the bumper? Is it the blue part here or... Ah, no. Ah, I see. I think I see. I think there is some... Yeah, these yellow arrow things. So... I see. Okay. I think... I wouldn't say I figured it out, but at least do understand now how to drive this map. And... Where do I go now? I don't know. So you probably need to figure out the best path to take with where to jump. But I have no clue. Like, you probably would have to check where all the bumpers are. Let me just try to drive the path that is most obvious. Okay. Let me just maybe go where I tried in the beginning and then go over here. And that's penalty grass, great. There's more bumpers here, but I'm probably too slow. So author time is 22 seconds, so I feel like the path that I'm taking is not really correct. I feel like it's probably something like this here. But more towards the left, so I actually get some height, finally. Okay. Is there any signage that indicates what you would want to do here? Apparently not that. Okay, so seems like I've already found my track number 5 from last week with this one. I don't know, this is super slow, but how would you even do this? I'm not even sure if this is correct to do. And if I go here, okay, then I can get up here. Then... Okay, up there, and then there's the finish. Oh, okay. I think I've at least found a path. If it's the fastest one, I'm kind of doubting that. But at least that's something that could work. So more towards the left here. Oh, that's actually too fast. But yeah, if I can get up there, then we are almost at the finish. Very creative track for this one. But not sure I like it 100%. There's some too much of a release. Yeah, looked like it. I could just take these ramps to get to the top as well. I feel like it's just gonna be very slow, and also, yeah, well, they look like plastic ramps. I would assume once again not are very difficult to drive on. Yeah. This is one of the tracks of all time. I don't know how you can come up with a concept like this. Oh, no. Come on. Can I even finish this track? That's gonna be the question. Like, we are kind of close. I think I know what to do, just need to be able to execute. So, more towards the left here. Maybe a little bit of a release. And then, okay. Really? think there have to be balloons or whatever that was. Great. So, is far enough. Let's just go over here. Let's just try and finish for once. And up here, and there's the finish. So this is one path, and it's a slow one, as you can clearly see. So let me actually try and see if you could go somewhere else here. Doesn't really look like it, but who knows? Maybe you can, for this first jump, even go somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure. There are so many platforms, so I would assume there's different paths, but like I'm kind of clueless. So let me just try and see if I can do the path that I have found a little bit faster. And hit the underside of that platform. Still too much on the right, okay. That might be too slow. Yeah, not making that. A little bit too much sideways on that jump. Oh yeah, this is a very creative track, but also kind of difficult. Can I somehow make this jump? I could land a little bit more so that I can gather some speed. Maybe. How would I do that? Maybe if I go a little bit like this? Nah, that's not great. I just hit the bumper in a very weird way like this. Yeah, even boosters here. What? What is this? Ah, that's just for if you are here. Ah, I don't know. There's probably something I'm missing. I mean, this is, to me, the most obvious path. Because it gets you to the top kind of quickly. If I can get a good landing up there, then maybe we can already almost jump to the finish. Maybe gather some speed, then do a little bit of a release. That's a little bit too much, but yeah, if I do a little bit of a release, I could maybe get to the part of the platform where I actually want to land. A little bit less of a release, then that could work. Yeah, and I think even though we haven't really figured this out completely, I will not stay on this track for too long. It's kind of annoying that I can't get this. But kind of want to see how fast this is if you get this properly. Ah, come on. So close. Something like this and you can actually at least get to that part, that platform. Okay, a couple more tries. And I think I will move on from this. We actually do have the bumper all the way out there. You don't have to go as wide, but maybe you do have to get some speed. I think I'll continue to do this with the strat that I had before. That's really slow. It's also with these bumpers, I'm not 100% sure if you're slow, then you jump not as far, but still same height, looks like. There's some stuff going on that I don't fully understand. Thought with a little bit of release it would be enough, not quite. And yeah, releasing here is definitely slower than just full speeding. Almost. Almost. Okay, 2 more tries. And then we'll move on. And maybe we'll come back to this track later. No. And jumping against the pillar. Last try. Let's see if we can get this. Did get a good release, I think. Alright, alright. And can we... Oh, now this is a little bit of a risk. Yeah, I think if you're very slow for that, then you can jump to the finish immediately. I said last try, but I kind of want to do this again. Because I did risk, because I did see something I didn't before. So... But right. Yeah, just a couple more tries. This Trackmania syndrome, I guess. Let me just give this one more try. Okay, one last. Okay, one more, and then we're done. So I think if you just slow down a lot here and do this, there we go. And that's author medal, and actually 93rd. Interesting. I mean, tracks have been up for 35 minutes now, so like maybe people are also taking their time for the first 2, but that's actually decent. Let me check once again if there is something going on with... Oh, something is going on. I think that's my handbrake on my sim rig acting up again. That kind of messes up with camera 7 sometimes, but yeah, no clue. Like maybe we'll take another look at this later, but for now let's move on to track number 4. Which should be the fast track once again. And let's see if we have once again Formula E stuff here. I mean, there's signs, and yeah, looks like. And I did see bumpers. Did I see bumpers? Like reactor boost, bumpers, everything. Okay. What is this track gonna be about? Where are we even going? What? It's really difficult to steer here as well. And do I need to go up there to that checkpoint? I think you need to jump in that like V shape. Kind of difficult to steer with the reactor and the speed. But there's something like this. Okay, okay. And then what? Then I did. Why is there no cam change there? And yeah. Where did I bind cam change on my controller? Here. Okay. Because you do need this for this one. That's always a little annoying if tracks don't have a built-in cam change for these kinds of things, because for a new player like me it's kind of difficult to both drive and change cameras at the same time, and you can in the track editor just build it in that there is a automatic cam change and the cam changes back afterwards and stuff like that. Would have been nice for this one. This first turn is already so difficult for me. Okay, 3. What is this transition? Okay, let's just stay in cam 3 for this and then try to hit the finish and not like this. Okay, try again. What a track. What a track. And yeah, I think I need to just steer right earlier. So with the speed that you have here, yeah, something like this, and then get a good landing. 3. And yeah, I'm not quite sure about this one. And then just try to be straight for this. Light towards the finish, and okay. Interesting track, I would say. Once again, I would say not my favorite. This is kind of a little bit too dank for me. This, I don't know. Can't really tell you like what's going on and where you need to do stuff differently to be fast. Maybe just stay in cam 3 because this first part is also kind of tight here. think the whole track can be driven in Cam 3. There's nothing really where you need outside camera for this. But it definitely needs cam change for this. And then, yeah, I'm not quite sure. Inside here is just a lot slower. This transition with the flip, no clue, and then, yeah, flying towards the finish. I'm not 100% sure how to do this fast. Oh yeah, for this. And yeah, this transition, maybe just an early landing would be good. How to get that? Not sure. Yeah. And hi WAG in chat. And Efficiency, welcome back from dinner. Yeah, and there is a Formula E theme this week for the weekly shorts. Like, I kind of need to look this up afterwards maybe, or maybe someone in YouTube comments can tell me. Maybe there is some kind of anniversary for the Formula E event that was, as I said before, I think last year. But yeah, there were some very interesting tracks for this. I mean, especially track number 2 was very much a Formula E style track. But even the first one, this one, as I said, is a little bit too dank for me, but yeah. Let me just give this a couple more tries. Oh, what's going on here? Have I tried Polytrack before? Is that... Not quite sure. I don't think I'm familiar with Polytrack. Maybe you can tell me what that is, but probably haven't, since I don't think I've heard of it. Why am I so much slower here now? I need to be super straight for this finish flight. Okay. I'm also super unsure if I like this or this camera 3 better. I feel like I like seeing where my car actually is, so I think I'll stick with this one. This landing, and then, I don't know, very much inside. Just, I'm so much slower, and also don't know about this transition. Okay, racing game kind of similar to Trackmania. Then I haven't, and I might take a look at what this is. As I said, haven't heard of it before. But yeah, I think for this track, I'm fine with this. I'm not quite sure how to improve this, so we'll take a look next week what other people are doing here. But yeah, for Discovery, I think this is fine. And what is going on? I'm kind of dizzy from that intro. Okay. Lots of big tires. It was kind of cool looking map, and damn it. My handbrake is acting up again and pushing me towards the left for camera 7, but yeah, very cool looking track. I'm curious what this is gonna be. So let's check it out. Map number 5. This is mostly gonna be the LOL track and yeah, reactor boost. We do have one checkpoint somewhere. Like, do you do this? Oh no, no, no. You have to go over all the tires, right? And not fly out because you have reactor. So you need to be kind of on the inside here. So how do you do this? Yep. Okay, so you need to be kind of on the inside of the tire. Not fly out. Still, like, I think I'm... so I could release. I think there is also some kind of a drift style mechanic even with reactor boost, if I remember correctly, but I don't quite know. Actually, maybe try. That doesn't look great. You also then flip quite easily. So let me just try with releasing for now. And same for this. Okay. No, this track is definitely not a Hancock advertisement. Never ever. Like, what makes you say that? I'm not seeing any advertisement here. No advertisement on this stream or in this video. But yeah, probably because of the sponsorship for Formula E, at least was back then when they had this event. Kind of curious still, like why they decided to make the theme for this whole weekly shorts Formula E, and if they actually did have or did reach out to the mappers to make tracks specifically for the weekly shorts with this theme, or if those tracks were just sitting there from the event. Oh, how? Okay. And then this is probably the finish. If I could hit it, then I did hit the tire. Kind of seemed a little bit overinflated to me. Let's see if I'm correct. Yes, this is the finish. Is there more to this? Might be. Low track, so anything could be the right call here and there. Since this is reactor, there might still once again be weird reactor shenanigans as always if there's reactor. So okay, you can actually brake and that slows you down quite a lot faster, so might be good instead of just releasing like I did. Just brake a little, maybe not as much as I did. What? No puns here. Like, why would I make any puns? I would actually like to see the car that's using these tires that are lying around here. Okay, we can't break that early. Okay. The physics of reactor on whatever this surface is that they are using for this tire is kind of weird, and you're on the, let's call it the rim of the tire here, you kind of have a hard time of getting out of that again. It's probably faster, it's probably the same for this. And then just full speed here and reactor flight to the finish. Okay. Interesting map. At least it's more fun than last week, but I think that's kind of easy, because I really didn't like last week's map. Yeah, doing this fast is probably about the lines that you take, and well, doing this with World Record is probably gonna be some kind of reactor flight. I'm pretty sure. Yes, very interesting track for sure. Don't even know like how this works, if they build, like purpose built these big tires as like objects to be used in the track editor. There's probably some like manual stuff happening there. But I'm curious if these were used in the Formula E tracks just as scenery, and they just decided to reuse them for this. Could very well be. Oh, yeah, if you're too much on the rim there and not on the tire anymore, you are kind of getting a weird transition for getting out of that. But yeah, this is decently fast, and then a little bit too fast for that. But yeah, overall, I would say I did enjoy this week's tracks. I would say, well, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. I mostly enjoyed the first track. I think that's for sure my favorite. And track number 3 was something. I mean, we're gonna take a look once we're finished here and just see what I thought about the maps again. But yeah, with this theme of Formula E for this week, it's interesting that they do something like this. I'm not 100% sure if I like it as much. I like when there are very diverse tracks. I mean, driving-wise, they still were, but in terms of just visuals, they were just a little bit too samey for me, and only Reactor zooped that by Ghost hard. Hopefully this doesn't get tiring. No. This doesn't get tiring at all for me. But yeah, it is really easy to screw this up, for sure. I don't know how to take this first corner, if you can call it that. I feel like this was too wide. And if you brake early enough for that uphill on the tire, then you can get a lot earlier on throttle again. You kind of take a wide line here and don't fly out like that. Yeah. I think there's a lot more to optimize on this track. But I think I will not try for much longer. This is 1 or 2 more tries. But to release so much there. Also because these tires are obviously kind of rounded, so you just go a little bit more towards the outside, then you just have a very bad line because of road camber, I guess you could call it. Dealing with punts is something you're stuck with when dealing with you, Efficients? Okay, no problem. I like puns. I don't think I'm great with puns in English, I have to say. I think I'm decent in my native language, which is German. I think I'm kind of annoying some people sometimes with my puns. But yeah, I like them. But I don't think I'm that great with the English language and puns yet. Haven't really had much practice with that, but yeah, I think it's also always a little bit more difficult if it's not your native language. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it for this one, and therefore we are actually done with week 66 for the weekly shorts. As I said, I like the tracks. The theme was kind of interesting with Formula E. Not 100% sure if that's my favorite thing, but yeah, track number 1 was really fun, and that one I think I want to play more because I think this one jump is definitely possible. Track number 2 with the drifting was difficult, especially since I think the first turn is a neo slide. Probably will not try this a lot. Track number 3 was something with the bumpers and getting up to the top. Track number 4 was just weird with the reactor, and track number 5 was fun. Was really cool. So yeah, and yeah, it's all good Efficients. I'm used to other people throwing tomatoes at me when I do puns, or just getting a deadpan look from my wife when I just make too many puns in a row. Happens. But yeah, that's it for the discovery of the week 66 of weekly shorts. So everyone say hi to YouTube in chat if you want. But yeah, that's it for this discovery, and we are gonna be back for next week, both for the new tracks and also to see the records on these very interesting tracks this week. So yeah, if you like this, hit the like button on the video and leave a comment down below what you thought, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But with that, I'm out. Have an awesome day, and I've been HDee. See you in the next one. All right, YouTube Auto also done, and it's okay. Oh, we did take quite a while on this one, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. But yeah, it's not too bad, I think. For the people interested in watching these, I think it's fine. And yeah, final run was very hand-cooked. I'm not quite sure with the theme here, like what's going on. Maybe we can look this up. We actually see, so Trackmania Formula E. When, oh, interesting. I did not know this. There was a news 2 days ago on the Trackmania website. Can I share this somehow? don't think I can right now. But yeah, the Formula E League will return to Trackmania with a new format. And that is 3 weeks of weekly shorts. So we will get more weeks of this with the Formula E League style weekly shorts. And there is actually some kind of like prize pool for this, looks like. We'll take a look at this. If I don't forget, I will link the article in the video description for the discovery. But yeah, so this is actually some kind of a thing for basically Formula E coming back, and there is a prize pool for each winner for these weekly shorts for week number 1. This was what we just played, and week number 2 and 3, which I think is the next 2 weeks, if I'm reading this correctly. So yeah, there will be some more stuff in terms of Formula E. So that is why this came back. And yeah, last year there was actually season 2, it says on Wikipedia. So yeah, there was Formula E League in Trackmania in 2024 already in December, and then also in 2025. Okay, so it was not just some anniversary, but there's actually a return for the Formula E, just in a very different format with the weekly shows. Cool, interesting. Yeah, would be nice if they put the actual car next to the props. Maybe they'll do that for the next one. I mean, I think there's a lot possible with the track editor for Trackmania, with just importing stuff even from Blender and stuff. People are really good with that. But yeah, I think since I have been streaming for almost 2 hours now, I will head off. And yeah, I think, let me actually think for a moment. I think I might be able to stream again next Sunday. So yeah, if not, I'm gonna do the discovery in a video as always, but for weekly shorts. But yeah, I think I might be able to go live again next week for, well, just doing some random stuff and then weekly shorts discovery. I really like doing this in live streams, really fun. And it's also because I can engage with viewers. So thanks a lot for being here, especially to Efficients, who were really active. It was really fun talking to you and also everyone else that was here. So yeah, thanks a lot, and I will hopefully be able to get a couple more videos out during the week, both for Trackmania, Forza Horizon, and maybe even some stuff for HDee Racing channel. Not 100% sure how much I will be able to do in the coming week, but yeah, we'll see. But I think with that, I will call it for now. So thanks a lot, and have an awesome rest of your weekend. See ya.